The show features adults using adult language and discussing mature topics. You have been warned.
Those who enjoy it.
The last anime I watched with Hera was the most objective anime ever, which is Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt.
Fucking love Panty and Stocking.
Same.
Speaking of panties and stockings, we're live.
Of course we are.
Hell yeah.
Hi everyone. How's it going?
We're talking about anime.
What have we not?
Like a bunch of nerds.
Or maybe we're just talking about panties.
Anime podcast.
Welcome to our bi-weekly anime podcast.
Yeah.
I hate anime.
I've been watching Dora recently.
Really? How is that?
It's extremely good.
Okay, where are we at in game? Cat.
So this is Corruption Crew, obviously. Does anybody want to recap what the hell happened last time?
I think we were watching anime. God damn it.
There's the recap.
Yeah, we just sort of hung out.
So, everybody returned to Del Diablo. Tomo, I believe, had returned a little bit earlier just because she wanted to get back to the girls sooner.
Yeah, that's the reason.
Yeah. Everybody made their way back to the apartment via Gruk's transfer via plants spell, and Sirenscape just went really hard on me for no reason. Oh, by the way, Sirenscape is super cool. Go check them out. There's a link somewhere. And
it's above X.
22 every other month. You guys made your way back to town, encountered Seth, who told you that a handful of people had been by to visit, including a weird buzzkill guy, who told you guys that unfortunately Passion's plan to broadcast the treaty hadn't quite worked, and it would have to be done longhand, sort of. The parade planner had stopped by to chat with you guys about what you were intending to do at the parade and just get your input, since you guys are the heroes of the city. And a individual had stopped by and left a completely black business card for Demona, which she later learned is heat reactive and had a phone number.
Ooh, fancy.
The individual, did they give you their name?
Yes, Kai.
Yes, Kai. And told you that they would meet with you soon. They agreed to put up 10K into the guild in exchange for 40% of all shares. Gruk went out and bought an Otyug for reasons to put into the basement to deal with the trash problem that he created.
Clarify, it's a baby Otyug.
Baby Otyug. That doesn't have a name yet, by the way. And
Trash
Onyx...
compactor. Nah, it's too long.
Oh.
DC?
Trashy.
No.
DC
I'll come up with something. Give me a moment. You can keep going.
And Onyx had taken Chewie to meet Lily. I believe that's the majority of
I know its name.
happened. I know that Passion also spoke with the parade planner and had intended to meet with him at some point. But I believe you were going to go to meet up with the seasonal girls.
She had already met up with the seasonal girls.
Okay.
And they told her that she needed to pay for their new dishes because she broke all of them with the recaster.
Yeah, they did say that.
Wasn't my fault. It was a recaster's fault.
The Otyug's name is DeVito.
Oh my god. Did you ask Callie?
Trash man.
Of course you asked Callie.
No, I didn't.
Really? I am shocked. I would have thought the Danny DeVito thing would come from her.
He doesn't need to. He knows
What
what
about
Callie's
Trash
going
Man?
would make as a joke anyways.
I heard
Valid.
Trash Man.
Trash man, yeah. DeVito.
May I offer you an egg in these trying times?
So, what do you guys want to do?
Who's a good DeVito? Who's a good
Do we have a
DeVito?
timeline for the parade?
Say that again.
Do we have a timeline for the parade? Is it like a week or a month or what?
It's gonna be within I'll say you guys have about 2 days at this point. It would have been
That's a
it would have been
fast
about 5 or 7 days from when all of this shit happened, but then you guys went city hopping for a couple of days.
So Passion
So
probably
at
would
this point, it's about 2-3 days.
Passion probably would have booked it for the next day, like for them to do the meetup.
Okay. So unless anybody else wants to, I can say we can start there. Passion, where would you have arranged? No, he was going to come to the house. That's right.
Yes.
There is. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say she would have told everyone they're having a team meeting.
I love it.
Urgency meeting.
I will say that in celebration of team meeting, Seth offered to make tacos and another cake that he would not eat the entire thing this time.
Yo, Seth's looking pretty sus.
He cooks.
Vote
It's
Seth.
literally her.
Vote-
It's her
vote Seth.
resurrection cake.
Gruk votes
But
Seth.
he ate half of it
Yeah,
because you guys fucked off
he
for
baked-
3 days.
He baked Passion a resurrection cake and then ate most of it. Passion didn't even get any of her resurrection
You
cake.
stayed away for 3 days.
It's not my fault.
Stressed ate.
Look,
Because it's not
Sorry.
like any of you guys texted
No,
him and said,
he did-
"Hey, Seth, we're still alive."
As
He
he's
didn't
getting,
fucking stress eat. He stoner ate.
as he's
would
getting,
you sit in the house for 3 days with a cake and not eat the cake?
as
I have done that multiple times.
well, you're a
You're stronger
professional.
than me and Seth.
I was gonna say you're a chef. You don't count.
Yeah, you are. You're used to not eating food you're around.
So Seth has like the knife for cutting the cake, right? And just like, yep, I saw him with the knife.
Mm-hmm.
It's Seth. Vote Seth.
Sorry, don't mind me. I'm just dropping
Okay.
shit.
Well, and since we're all sitting at our team meeting, what's our team meeting table? Do we have a team meeting table?
You guys have like a huge kitchen table. It's like one of those really long picnic bench style ones with benches.
Oh, I thought we were like trash building apartment. So I was
I
thinking.
mean, you are, but
so I was thinking it's just
so
like
you guys
doors
have like an entire apartment
sideways.
building.
No.
So, oh yeah,
I
it
also
can be
want to point
doors.
out we got a whole kitchen fitted in.
Also, you like broke down the walls to make some of the rooms much bigger because you have the entire apartment building to like 7 people.
Yeah, and didn't like someone install a whole new kitchen for us?
Mhm.
I remember that. And Onyx got a ginormous bed in her room that basically you can't open the door now properly anymore because when you open the door, just like 90% of the room is just bed.
I feel like
Just
we've done a lot of
imagining every
remodeling.
time Tomo walks by it, she's like, I can switch the hinges, and she's like, no, I like it this way. And just like squeezes into the room.
She goes in through Passion's room.
I mean, there's the hole.
Is there like 2 machetes on each side of Passion's room? You know, for when people need to get through.
No,
There should be.
fire.
I mean, there's also the whole. I mean, the whole reset is now fixed because it grew over from the.
I thought that Onyx fixed it. Or no, that was the basement stairs.
No, Onyx also fixed the hole between the 2 apartments.
Oh, okay.
But now it's like even more fixed because it's now overgrown too.
I feel like this building is no longer safe.
Oh, it's perfectly safe.
Only now?
What do
We've
you?
broken a lot of walls and floors in the first floor.
It certainly has a strong foundation because Gruk fortified the basement with basically every time he had spell slots left for Wall of Stones.
I
So-
only cast it twice. There was no need.
I think that's enough.
But if you want, I can add more walls up here.
I'm not a guy that does construction.
Me neither.
Anyway, Passion, why did you call us?
There is a knock on the door.
Passion gets up and goes to the door to let him in with
I-
this.
I
You can
cast a
all
counter
see-
knock.
Tomo's passed out on the couch.
Onyx can see the grin on Passion's face. He's like, "What did you do?"
He says nothing as she opens the door.
I'm just
Oh.
imagining from like the far end of the bench, Chewy is just like reaching her hand closer and closer to the cake. And just whoever is down the line is just pushing it further away.
We named the Atiog Stinky originally, but I like DeVito better, so we're going with DeVito.
You just do what children do and change the name every week.
Wait till it names itself.
Yeah, no, we'd
It
be
will
better
eventually.
off. We're better off naming
I mean, it has better than like animal intelligence, I think. Anyway, you guys, first Passion and then the others are greeted with the sight of a male tiefling with like dark violet skin that sort of glitters, and horns that just barely peek out from underneath his dreads. He's wearing an entirely black suit, a like half cape, and a purple tie. And then around his head orbit 5 small spheres, almost like little tiny planets.
Sleeping on Tomo's stomach, since Tomo's sleeping on the couch, is Jesse, my raccoon, familiar.
Oh.
Don't worry, he's very clean.
He holds out his hand to shake your hand. Paneshil again, Passion, I presume?
Yep, and she'll take the hand to shake it.
So where do you want to do this? And he pulls out, he's got like one of those leather folder things that has all kinds of papers and shit in it.
On this way, she leads him to the kitchen, to the kitchen where everyone else is.
Onyx sees him and is like, I'm not gonna like this, am I?
You're gonna look at it.
Who's this?
I'm Paneshil. I'm the parade planner. I believe I've met Mr. Seth before. And hey, I got cake again if you want any. And the guy's like, I'm good.
But you also have tacos.
I may partake of the tacos, but first I have some paperwork. I don't want to get messy. So
There's a very loud bonk noise, and Onyx's head hits the table as she hears the words parade planner.
Passion starts snickering just a bit.
What? So, what exactly do you need us for in the planning?
I mostly need to know what your plan is. Like, where are you going to be in the parade, and to make assurances that you're not going to commit any federal crimes or say anything foolish.
Passion just,
Do we
Passion looks
have
at
to? Do all of us have to be in the parade?
Onyx
You do not
raises a
have
hand.
to be in the parade. You don't have to be in the performance. You absolutely can if you want to, but you are required to be there since you are the heroes of the city.
Looks at
Onyx's
Onyx.
hand
Looks at
lowers
Onyx and raises
against
eyebrows. Okay. Well,
I would prefer
what's
that
the
you all
overall-
stay on the float and preferably don't have any access to a mic. But obviously, if you guys want to just make a brief appearance and then just enjoy the entertainment, you can do that as well.
Are you okay with this, Passion?
How long do we have to stay?
okay with what?
Not having a mic?
Oh, I'll find a way. Besides, it's only
Find a
Onyx.
way.
It's only Onyx we have to worry about not getting a mic.
I'll find a way. No, those are some ensuring words.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I'm not the one who headbutted a head of state, so...
So, since this parade is going to be in less than a week, I'm assuming the float is already ready or really close to it. Could we see it?
Oh, yes, we have... Oh, certainly, I can show you some. We have plenty of them in warehouses nearby. Yeah, we can do that. I should have room in my vehicle for all of you. I don't know who all is
Can I
coming.
add
I
that-
know not all of you were in the fight, but if they're part of your family, I am perfectly happy to invite them along. Looking at Seth and Chewy.
Did you want to invite Sammy?
I think Sammy is a bit preoccupied right now with everything. Also, I don't want to bring her here.
Oh, I was thinking... Oh, that's fair. I was just thinking maybe it would help her to be away from it for a little bit.
With her, it'll just worry her more. I already know that.
I understand.
Onyx looks at Chewie and is like, wanna be in the parade thing?
She just kind of does the confused puppy head tilt.
I give her a new...
I don't understand it either.
I give her a new unsharpened pencil.
And she like tries to draw on the door.
I like to think this
That
is just...
is the table.
I like to think this is just a thing everybody knows now. Like, each of us have, like, a pack of unsharpened pencils. And, like, if she comes over and wants help or something, we just give her one. Or two.
It's like wood Slim Jims.
Yeah, it is! No, those are
Yes.
carpenter pencils. Those would be the carpenter pencils.
And he says, by all means, let's go see the floats.
Yes, let's.
Come along.
Why not?
How
And
much advertising space is available?
Advertising for what?
what were you looking to advertise?
My friend's restaurant.
Oh,
Okay.
lovely. Yeah,
I was hoping we'd all wear T-shirts and hats and like have banners up and
we can certainly do that.
samples to throw
As
out.
long as they get their application in 24 hours before the parade, they're welcome to have any number. They have to get the application in and then sign off on it, obviously, if they want a banner. If it's just T-shirts, then he just pays for the cost and to pay other people to wear them. And an actual banner, he would have to pay the city a fee for. If he has time and the means, a float could be arranged.
Isn't the parade like in 2 days?
Yes, but there are many manufacturers that are doing overtime and making very prevalent use of the fabricate spell to assist in.
Oh yeah.
sort of
Seems like a
Onyx.
lot of red tape for people who save the world, but I'll ask.
I mean,
Onyx looks at Cyberus and like, I'm not wearing any shirts.
I would never ask you to wear a shirt.
That's actually what he
Why
does,
is,
and then
why
he
is
just
Cyberus
leaves.
the actual best of us?
excuse you, passion is the
Cyberus
best.
has always been the best of you guys,
Cyberus
like
has like a
100%.
Haven't-
that-
haven't you learned-
Does our parade planner have anything to say about that?
Haven't you learned anything?
Facepalm.
Woonardies
About
are
the
always
no
the good
shirt?
people.
Mm-hmm.
They're always good boys.
And girls. And everything in between.
I especially find this funny because you guys have straight up almost been murdered by Woonari at least once before.
I'm sure they
Yeah.
had their reasons.
We also got almost murdered by a lot of things.
Fair.
I did get murdered.
Onyx just looks preemptively
Twice.
to the parade planner. Don't worry, I'll wear a shirt.
I would very much appreciate
Oh,
that.
Onyx. I
She
already
just has a
set up
black
for-
shirt and a white text
I've already
that says, I'm wearing a shirt and I don't like it.
Onyx, I've already set up for him to get you some clothes to wear for the parade. She got that for everybody.
I forgot that.
Don't worry, Onyx. He's got it.
And he leads you out to his car. It's basically a very large, like, black SUV. And then on the, hanging from the rearview mirror sort of thing is one of those, like, colorful braided friendship bracelet things that children make.
Oh, Hera, your face there. I'm sorry. It's just. How could this happen?
I'm liking the music on the radio in the car.
Oh, this is great. Yes. This is actually one of the bands that's going to be playing at the parade. I don't have a name for them right now.
Onyx is just, am I dead? Is this purgatory? Did I actually die?
So he drives you guys over to the warehouse district of the borough of the neighborhood that you guys live in. And it's not long. It's maybe like a 10-minute drive or so. And he asks like what you guys are intending to do with your favors and the bounty that pretty much the entire city knows that you have now. Any plans?
Well, I already got mine.
Oh, what did you get?
The form I'm in now.
Oh, that's
He
right.
was a Trog when we fought the Anarchist.
I knew that. I figured that
No,
was his
actually, I was a
like
dire
favor from
laser
the lords
corgi.
and ladies.
You were a giant
Yes.
laser corgi. That is true.
Which also answers the second question. I was planning on taking that form for the parade. It only makes sense.
I'm sure that would go over great. That's definitely a favorite with the kids.
I can do lasers once.
Passion, do you have any shirts that could fit a diner-sized corgi?
Onyx looks over to Passion as like, hey, are you gonna take on the form when you fight? You could get out of it. We just put a ash bowl up there, and then you can chill at home.
He just kind of gives a grin. I wouldn't miss this thing, Onyx. I'm not afraid of being in public.
You guys pull up in front of the warehouse district.
We 100% would drag Tomo. You're not getting out of this shit.
Oh no, your ass is going too.
It's a parade.
Anytime you try to sleep, Jesse's little raccoon paws are on your face.
Oh my god!
And I'll admit it, you can't punch the raccoon. It's too
I
cute.
cannot.
I somehow imagine it's more annoying. It doesn't like pat you gently on the face. It like goes to the eyes and it's like, are you still awake?
Yeah, it boops your nose with both paws. It
Just weekend at Bernie's, Tomo. Okay.
That's what we've been doing the past couple episodes. So
Licks its paw and puts it in your ear.
He leads you guys to the warehouse and unlocks it with a series of keys, and then as well with a key code. It looks like there's a lot of stuff in here. And when you guys go in, it automatically lights up. And the first float that you guys see, it looks pretty empty. It's like completely black all around and covered with candles as far as the eye can see. Candles, several like candelabras, and a couple of like floor-mounted braziers and hanging stuff like that.
You know what spell would be really fun right now?
control flames.
Thaumaturgy.
The next one are a series of ones that look relatively generic, and I'll say, actually no, all of you would recognize them just because you guys live in the neighborhood. They look like most of them are actually in the colors and like with the mascot imagery of several of the local schools. There's another one that is just marked out in tape, in like white tape on a like icy blue float. And there is a single thing on the float that is like a styrofoam statue of a dragon. He's like, a lot of these don't look like much right now just because we kind of need the day of. The candle one is going to have dancers on it. This one is going to be ice statues, and the styrofoam thing is just there for a mock-up so that we can prove it. There will be representations from schools in every neighborhood, several from the borough, since that was the area that was most affected by the burners. And then further in, there are these just massive things hanging from the ceiling that are paper, like structures in the shape of various creatures. There's one in the shape of a wingless dragon that's almost more like a Lenorm sort of thing. Others in the shape, there's one in the shape of a rock, another in the shape of an aboleth that actually has lights inside the eyes that glow. The eyes actually glow before the motion sensor lights flick on. And he's like, there are going to be 140 floats So you're welcome to, if you guys can come up with anything, we can definitely help with that. If you want to put on any kind of performance, I know some of you have some skills. I don't know how much you want to be in the public eye right now, but
Can I just ride my bike?
that's perfectly acceptable. Yeah, there will be several people doing ride-alongs. The knights, malevolent, will have like squads riding along and everything, just to maintain everything is going in an orderly fashion and nobody's gonna get held up in traffic or anything.
Passion kind of leans over and elbows Tomo. Hey, Ramon, you got a ticket from them?
I do remember when I got a ticket from them.
For littering, by the way.
Yeah. Jesse, stop pooping my snoot.
The raccoon just like folds his little hands
Oh.
and then just starts like
He
playing
starts-
with her hair.
He probably starts cleaning.
every time you look,
He probably starts cleaning your hair because he's very clean. So he wants to make sure everything's clean.
Onyx points to the school floats and then looks to Chew and is like, well, we gotta soon get you in one of these.
She runs over to the float and jumps up and sits on it. And starts
Well-
like kicking her feet.
I meant the schools that they represent, but
She's not going to eat a float, is she?
She is not eating anything. She did eat like probably about 10 tacos before you guys left, though.
yeah,
so.
Onyx also has always emergency snacks with her now. She currently has like a bag of nuts.
The
Walnuts.
one
Because they like she needs to crack them open first and everything, so they give a lot to do.
one of the structures hanging from the ceiling is in the shape of a 12-sided dice, dodecahedron, and you can see what looks like the imagery of different cities. Passion, you instantly recognize Neo Radami from above, and then all of you instantly recognize the rift above Del Diablo. It looks as if it's a representation painted onto a paper construct of the globe. Well, planet. Because it's not a globe. He says it's not much. The parade is mostly just a way for everybody to get out and try and get back to normal. There will be various different like contests and performances and carnival games and different things like that, obviously.
Which float do you plan on us being on?
It depends on which one you want to be on. I was hoping that you would be on the one that would start everything off, the one we call Radix in Motion. That will be led by this structure here, the Planet One. The two lords and ladies that will be with us will be on it.
Oh, which ones?
I know that there are going to be... It will be Lady Susan and...
You might want to put
God.
Onyx. You might want to put Onyx on a different float.
I am aware.
I'm not gonna punch her again.
I don't know. That might be a
You
good
didn't
show.
punch her the first time.
It would not really...
It would not. Let's not tempt fate more than Onyx already has.
Maybe a fake fight.
You know, you could also just like make like a life like statue of me and put it on the float right there, and I just stay at my girlfriend's and we watch the whole thing until and nobody has to be like
It will be...
right.
It will be the Gentle One and Susan. You guys would likely have heard of the Gentle One, or of Gentle One, but not have actually met them. I'm pulling up now to see what you guys would know about them.
You know, Susan's the most powerful.
Gentle One is the second oldest of the lords and ladies. It's Messiah and then Gentle One.
After Susan, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Susan is the youngest.
That's
you
what she
know
wants you to
that
think.
he operates from within a very large bank, and his office overlooks the main counting floor. He's the one that handles all of the economics within the city.
Does he look like the Monopoly guy?
From what you guys have heard, actually no, you've been in town. You probably would have seen him before, or at least his depiction. From the waist up, he looks like a elderly old man that just looks kind of kindly and portly, wearing a sweater. And then from the waist down, he has the body of a wasp.
Oh, okay.
And he does actually fly.
Who's he be?
Also, hey Tomo, I have a question for you. Would you think the seasonal girls would be? Are the seasonal girls participating in this? Would be the first question.
He's like, so that's another thing that I'd wanted to talk about. I know that we here in Del Diablo don't have a relationship with Ranger Command, but considering two of our city's greatest heroes do, then perhaps it would be something that it might be wise for us to consider inviting them into the fold. They're within our city. They're one of us now, as are all of you.
She'll look. Tomo, we can ask them after.
Yeah, I don't want to say yes and then them be like, no.
No, of course. We have to ask them what they want to do. It's their choice.
Absolutely, of course. Yeah, no, this isn't entirely voluntary.
They get a choice.
Yeah.
I mean, if they want and they're there, then I can just hang out with them. Then I'm away from Susan. Everyone's happy. I'm slightly less unhappy.
I mean, you can probably hang out with most of them. Winter will probably come with me. She likes the bike.
Oh, I
At
keep losing my shit.
At this point, Jesse has scurried over to Chewie and also sits next to Chewie.
Oh god, I've just imagined a little raccoon legs kicking. God damn, this thing is too cute. This is not nice.
He's a spoiled, pudgy, but very clean raccoon.
Panache is so I had intended to try and keep this as a surprise because I felt like it would be kind of entertaining, but at this rate I feel like it would probably be best if you guys knew ahead of time so that maybe you could try and see if there's anything you could add to it. One of the local schools is planning on putting on a production, a little theatrical reenactment of your battle versus the anarchist.
How are they gonna make passion turn to ash?
It's just gonna kill a student.
I'm just seeing it right now. They got like a green ribbon, and it goes like, and it just goes like, wee, 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 to the little kid playing Passion. And they go, oh no, I'm dead, and they like throw chalk dust in the air.
Is it funny that I was thinking the exact same thing?
He's like,
that's adorable. I want to see this.
Did they include the scene where Onyx had been?
No, they definitely are not going to include that. They definitely going to edit that for what is it called? Propaganda purposes.
There's so much that happened in that fight that they can't do. Like, how are they gonna show Demona tanking 250 cal rifles?
Nerf guns.
And
Squeak.
then exploding a fireball in front of her face to heal herself.
Panache says, from what I know of, the plan was either the more comedic throwing dust and exiting stage left very quickly, or there was talk of a trapdoor. I'm not sure how well that's working considering they're children. We want to make sure that they're not going to get hurt falling to the part below the float, but you know. There will also, I believe, be pretty prominent use of illusion magic within it too. I believe the director of the play is a bard.
So we're going on that one up there, pointing at the Radix one.
That's just the thing that would hang above. The one that is under it is half of the float is in red and half is in green, the two colors of the rift above the city, depending on what time of day it is. And there's not
Rip cap.
Not really a lot on there at the moment. Mostly a handful of seats, and some
You're
like
here. You're here.
some like structures or mounts for different art objects. He's like, we're still kind of debating on what will be the final look for this one. I think part of that depends on if you guys will be on it or if it will just be the Lords and Lady.
Okay. I'm not sure if this could structurally hold, but I was thinking of being on it like this. And I scoot back, and I wild shape into a dire laser pup.
I love it. I don't know if it currently can support that, but I will make sure that it can.
The butt wiggles.
And yeah,
My
Passion will look
son's
to
gonna love that.
Passion will look and say anything that is me like that other people could use. I would be happy to help where I can. If arts need to be done or anything like that, I can help.
Absolutely. I know there are a couple of artists in the group amongst you. If there is any art that you would like to do, that's certainly welcome. Anything that I can put you in contact with the stage projector for the reenactment if you guys want to do anything to help make their performances more accurate and real to life, but also within the realms of normal for children.
Onyx's artwork.
I remember,
Take a big
if I
boulder and
remember
just
correctly.
chuck it at the float.
What was that?
I think if I remember correctly, I spent the entire fight like confused or something, right?
You spent it slowed and confused.
He's like, that is one of the creative liberties that the team took
Onyx
with
snapped
that one.
out of it the moment Passion got incinerated, so...
That state.
That was pretty gay.
He said, I believe in the slight rewrites that I saw, Cyberus, yourself, and Passion, and Tomo.
I don't care too much. But I can train the
he-
kid that plays me.
That would be great, yeah. I believe there was a little bit of a advancement of time where you got a couple of blows in before his spells wore off in reality.
Onyx actually training the kid stands like in some courtyard and is just like, okay, punch the rock.
Kid's like, but it's
Be
gonna
the
hurt.
rock.
Punch the rock. Okay. Pop. It's like, are you serious right now? Like, are you even trying?
Punch the rock until it stops hurting.
Punch the rock until it starts hurting.
You need to be harder than the rock.
Yeah, no. Passion is like, yeah, I can happily help them out with whatever they need to.
Absolutely. I can give you the name and number for the woman that's handling the production.
All right.
And if there's anything that you guys need, I can be your voice. I know that the lords and ladies are pretty preoccupied getting this taken care of, but I kind of have their ear at the moment for
That's fair.
regarding this. at
Gruk
least.
turns
I
back.
can-
So, what's
I can-
the security situation on the parade?
Good call.
Well, that's part of the reason that the Knights Malevolent are going to be with it the entire time. We're also going to have various vehicles in flight, as well as probably a handful of knights that are invisible guarding.
Would the lords and ladies be
Also-
under an anti-magic field of some kind?
To be honest, the lords and ladies can typically defend themselves. There's not an anti-magic field because that would interfere with some of the illusion magics, but they will be heavily guarded.
And confirm, they're pretty sturdy.
Susan did not budge a second when Onyx headbutted the shit out of her. Can you roll a nat 20 to hit too?
Yeah.
Or something?
Yeah, she nat 20.
I rolled a nat 20.
She fucking tanked it.
Um,
Onyx is just salty that she didn't react to
Also-
it at all. That's why she's mad about it.
Also, the anarchist has been
Dealt with. We saw.
dealt with, yes.
Well, yes, the anarchist has been dealt with, but not the group that he's with.
Yeah, the reality hacker. Could the reality hacker hack the floats and make them all like drive off a cliff or something?
There's no cliffs hereby.
Drive off a building, then drive up a building and then off of it?
I don't think that's how gravity works.
Onyx
Magic-
looks at like all the like creatures that were created. I think if I were a reality hacker, I would do something different.
Let's not worry too much about that.
I could ruin the parade and kill hundreds of people with one spell, which is why I'm worried about the security here. Doesn't matter how
He's
much
like,
security there is. If one big giant spell goes off, doesn't matter how many guards are there, they wouldn't be able to save
It
the
does
innocents
not.
down below.
But there's no way to coat the entire city in an anti-magic field. All we can do is prevent as much as we can.
That create a lot of chaos.
After all of the insanity that happened, we've definitely reinforced the borders and have the security or the surveillance folks in the city that are keeping a much closer eye on any teleportation and planner entrance into and out of the city. So there's that.
So
But
Another
tell me more
question.
about this reality hacker. I've heard that this ranger fellow died recently and dumped a bunch of information on the grid, but we haven't gotten our flow of information isn't quite as solid from outside the city, considering a lot of their infrastructure isn't really built to support us.
Well,
This reality
a-
hacker worked with the anarchist?
they're all part of a larger group called the Circle of the Night. There is a bunch of them, and he was kind of the smallest one.
That's troubling, and sounds like something that the lords and ladies should be warned
Especially
of.
because one of it definitely will have to be because one of them brought me back. Yeah. So maybe if it's possible, we might want to arrange a meeting with one of the lord and lady. I don't know who wants to know.
I'm just saying
Surely they know about
it might be a huge security risk just having us there.
I mean, but it also might be a problem if we aren't there.
Oh
Considering
yeah, it might actually be a huge security risk if we are there. We should probably
Onyx,
just stay
stop trying to
away.
get out of this. I will
Are
tie
there
you
any
up.
sort of
But my last question that I had is if something does happen, and of course there's security and there are security positions in place, is it okay if we defend ourselves, or do you want us to try to just get away from the situation?
Yes.
It's like, so I would have to talk with our with my security advisor about this. But my gut instinct would be, you are the heroes of the city. The citizens depended on you to save them from this threat. Anything you can do to protect them and yourselves, by extension, of course, would be appreciated. Anything that's not going to put them at threat. Obviously, no like fireballs in a crowded room.
We'll be
I feel like
outside.
that's aimed at specifically one person of our group and only one person.
You know, unless the crowd is enemies, then you know, that's fine. But
Demona,
Aim 6 feet higher than normal.
Demona, do you think this would be maybe we should have our group part of the security here? I know we don't have that many, but it might be a good first mission.
If you mean the guild, I can put jobs out on the board for it.
I think that would be wise. Hello, kitty. Meow.
was that Garfield?
Of course, there's
Aw.
Garfield.
Oh,
He's the
Aw.
tiniest, cutest little meows. Anyway,
Onyx shrugs and is like, I am not even sure how much help I'd be.
I'm sure you'll find a way to help Onyx.
Is there a way to put a cloaker into a t-shirt cannon?
ooh, that would be great.
Put
I'm sorry, a what?
Like some sort of aggressive magic monster that it looks like a t-shirt, but it, like covers you in
Okay, that's actually what you
thought
said.
you said
Okay.
cloaker.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, yeah, that's actually what he said.
Oh,
But if danger shows up, then I load it with something dangerous.
oh my gosh,
And then
that
I
would
s-
be
I started having
amazing.
flashbacks
Small
to
size
Payday.
mimics that mimic themselves to be t-shirts, and they get balled up into the gun and just.
T-shirt mimics.
You
'Cause
really
they,
found.
'cause they have an
I am
adhesive.
impressed, Luke. You found a fucking way to weaponize a t-shirt cannon.
It's not that hard.
Have you ever been, I mean, I'm gonna say this, Kat. Have you ever been shot by a t-shirt
I
cannon?
have not. No.
People have,
Fucking
Mod
hurts.
Flanders murdered by a t-shirt cannon.
people have had their arms dislocated and broken from those.
They are very fast.
If it's any
Jesus.
consolation, Cat, a group I used to play with weaponized a Tarrasque egg.
I mean, I feel like
I mean-
a Tarrasque egg, just by virtue of its size, could easily be weaponized.
Well,
I
they
mean, a
dumped it-
Tarrasque egg also could just be weaponized by like having the
having
Tarrasque.
the mama.
well,
Yeah, just letting the Tarrasque come out of it and growing up, and then you have a Tarrasque. There you go, weapon.
True, but in this instance, we effectively dropped it off the side of a ship like the Boston Tea Party, and it was already hatching. It went to the closest thing, which was the island, and yeah, we just kind of sailed away.
Bye, that's your problem now.
That's exactly what most of the party said, yes.
All right, well,
It's like, so.
enough of the scares. So I was just thinking I was
It's-
going to be that corgi form, and like every once in a while I'll just bark into the sky.
I am so pleased by this. That is wonderful.
If I can't fit on the float, that's
He's
fine. I can
actually
drop
like
by.
beaming far more than ever before.
I'll just be physically present and do as little as possible. I think that's best for everyone
That
involved.
would be excellent.
Yes.
You could ride it on my back.
Just smile and wave.
Yeah.
There you go, Onyx. That's the way you can participate without participating. Just sit on Gruk's back the entire time.
I feel that is dehumanizing for the both of us.
Gruk
Did you
asked.
ride up to that fight on
Yes,
his
yes,
back,
you
though?
did. No, it's just no, Onyx.
That's
It's just
true.
accurate to how it happened.
We were the first ones up there.
Fair. I guess I'll just, you know what, Chew and I will just sit on your back.
I just picture Onyx just big sunglasses on, asleep. Just weekends at Bernie'sing it pretty much.
Just get her a chair saddle, and she's just like sitting there, passed out drunk.
Tire to it.
There she is, Princess Ali.
Just completely hammered out of her mind or hungover.
Or instead of sunglasses, just a pair of glasses, but like with like eyes
Googly
behind
eyes.
them. With, like googly eyes behind them.
He's like, but I definitely will look into the cloaker t-shirt cannon thing. I don't know how feasible it would be because by my recollection, cloakers are kind of big,
And rare.
but there may be
Anytime a
some
monster can fit
corners of...
t-shirt cannon.
I mean, the city is quite large. There are some corners of the city that haven't been seen in, almost centuries. I'm
Okay,
sure
but
there
why
are places
specifically
we
a
could find.
cloak or t-shirt
I
cannon?
think it would be more practical to have like a t-shirt cannon that shot scrolls of ethereal bees.
Will they cast themselves when they hit the people?
They'd cast as they fire, and they would just launch the spell at them.
You might need a different type of t-shirt cannon to.
Why are you
I think
so
you could
set
pick
on
one
a
up,
t-shirt
that's
Just
cannon?
imagining a t-shirt cannon. A fucking rolled up piece of paper hits him. Oh no.
Why are you so set on a
paper
t-shirt
cut.
cannon? You just could carry an actual gun.
Well, I'm going to shoot regular t-shirts into the crowd, but if danger approaches, I want to shoot something dangerous.
Yeah,
That's an
but
accident
that
waiting to
happen.
happen.
That's
That
exactly.
sounds like you
the
have
tools-
two. That sounds like you need to have two different
I wanted-
weapons.
Somebody clip that. This whole that line of I want to shoot t-shirts into the crowd, but if something happens, I want to be able to shoot something more dangerous.
I'm clipping it right now.
Just get yourself a BFG or something like that. I recently
I
saw
can-
an ad for that.
I can make something that you.
Pretty impressive.
I can make something else that you can launch. explosive fruit.
Ah, wouldn't that explode when you launch it?
Well, normally they're thrown, but that way, if they're gun, they'll get
If you
thrown
want
further.
if you want to shoot something dangerous, just throw me at the enemy.
That works too.
We can do that too.
The music from your car.
But
It's
these are
really
all
weird.
good ideas.
It went from like heavy metal rock to elevator music.
Did it?
Do you hear it?
Is at least rock elevator music.
God, that's so disorienting. I was just clipping it, but it's playing the audio. So I'm hearing the audio from there as you guys are talking.
I know
I
that
don't
feeling.
know. It's the exact same track. It's just like
That's
different
odd.
now.
Okay, whatever. Sorry. Anyway, so that's pretty much all I got to say on the situation. I think the security would be. It sounds like security is very much on it. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, so as much as you guys want to be involved, we are more than grateful. If you'd prefer not to, you can make your appearance and then, go off and enjoy the rest of the parade elsewhere or go back home and take a nap. I don't really mind as much.
Oh yeah, when do you want us to be there?
Preferably at the start.
Before the
parade-
start, I think.
At the start, if you don't plan on having any performances and you're just going to kind of do an appearance and then leave. The parade will be starting at 10 a.m. It's going to travel for about
50 miles.
A
very small spread of building
not
up.
quite. 20 kilometers, so about 12 and a half miles, which is still pretty extensive. But there will be plenty of transit for the people that are going to have issues walking that distance, and then of course there will be the floats that can carry you.
Onyx looks at Passion and asks, do you think I can get away with just saying I overslept and missed it?
No, you won't, Onyx. I'll make sure of that.
You asked that question in front of the planner.
And me. But yeah, no. If
All right, I'll make sure everybody's awake in time.
It's 10. It's not...
Laser Corgi Borks wakes everyone up.
I better not do that. We'll have another giant hole in our building.
I look at Gruk and I'm like, that sounds like a threat.
It doesn't have to be.
In the meantime, if any of you need anything, you can give me a call, obviously. If
can you put that number in here? I'm still not sure how this works. I'll just give you my phone.
Yeah, he will put his phone number in. His name is Panache Hill, for those that didn't get it the first time.
Nice.
And I can also see about securing a meeting with one of the lords and ladies if you would like to talk about this.
That might be for the best.
Individual. Do you have one that you think would be best? Do you have like a prior relationship with any of them? Or...
I mean, I'm trying to think. The
gentle one might be the best one we should talk to.
Cat, out of character wise, is the gentleman now a lord?
No, he's a count.
He's a count. Oh, I thought he went to Big Boss. Like he was boss and now he's Big Boss.
No, Big Boss. He was Big Boss.
Yeah. Okay. So quick recap: the hierarchy. There's a handler, which is what Rocky was. There is a boss, which is what the gentleman was when you guys first met him. He's now upgraded, or he was a big boss. He's now upgraded to a count. The boss is what Cyberus and Demona were considering trying to get accepted into.
Okay. So...
the lords and ladies, there are only 9 of them, and there have only been 9 of them for the last, 600 years or so.
Okay, so yeah. In terms of ones, whichever one you think would be most pertinent for this information.
It's like, I would...
One of the 2 that are in the parade, I think, would make the most sense.
I don't know what the lords and ladies are good at, so...
One of them's called the Peacekeeper. He might be good about.
Okay,
This is less about security, more about information.
Yeah, quick recap of the lords and ladies. The oldest is Messiah. They are the oldest of the lords and ladies. They operate out of the Grand Colosseum. They're the one that appears like a crimson headless suit of armor that has like a floating crown above it, and in the center of the armor's chest is a large eyeball. The gentle one is the one who handles all the economics in the city. They're the one that's like half old man, half wasp. Peace be upon you represents collectivism. The loving mother represents love, obviously. She is pretty much entirely, she stays in the exact same place, and constantly gives birth to various different corrupted creatures in the city. Blessed Peacekeeper represents altruism. They operate out of the flesh farms, the city's organ harvesting branch, where people sell or donate or fabricate organs for like healing and hospital purposes and stuff like that. Curious Sage, who you guys have met, that's the guy in the spider library. Walking Nirvana, you've also met. Curious Sage, it represents knowledge. Walking Nirvana represents the corruption of the self. Lightbringer represents the law of Del Diablo. They can usually be found at the Abyss, the massive prison where they carted off the anarchists to. And then finally there is Susan, who represents the corruption of innocence. She's the one that handles all of the like media and the she's the face of the group of them.
She's the passion of the group.
Well, if Susan's focused on actual information as opposed to knowledge, she might be the one that would have the most information sources and know what to do with what we tell her about the circle.
Or at least she'd be able to disseminate. Or she'd be able to disseminate the information is more what would be important.
She's more likely to talk to us too.
I mean,
On with
some
the
of
meeting.
Some of us.
I mean, only who? I mean, do we need any of us to? How many? Because I could just go if you guys don't want to go. Because I think out of everyone, I have the most knowledge of.
I'd be willing to go with you, but you can do the talking.
I'd go too, but I wouldn't just to meet them.
It's just less of. I don't think any of us should be alone now, especially with our status in the city.
Yeah, we don't want to get like replaced or something.
Replaced?
I wasn't thinking that.
I don't know why.
Gruk, a whole new
Cyberus.
form of paranoia.
I'm irreplaceable.
I recently took a trip through the city. You get some ice on you, but that's about it.
That's just a normal day. That's no big deal.
It's kind of new for me, okay?
Passion is literally bitch and famous, the character.
I gave some young kid an autograph. It was fun.
Also, she'll look to if anyone needs anything from me from other floats and stuff, just tell them to message me, and I will do my best to help wherever to do what I can.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I'll help the kids with the performance. I need to check out the schools anyway for. And she like nods towards Chewie.
He does at one point go sit on the float next to her and say, "I'm Panache. I believe I heard you're called Chewie," and she just sort of nods. And sort of like looking around to the rest of you, he says, "I have a son about her age, actually, as well. His name is Benevolent, or Benny, considering he's kind of grown into that. The tiefling names are a bit much, I know, at a young age."
Scotty will get the joke, and I think Alt will get the joke. Benny.
I'm sorry, I got the joke.
Oh, and Sage. It's a Fallout New Vegas joke.
Oh,
The
okay.
main
Very
the main
specific.
villain is named Benny. And his
Okay.
key phrase is "ring-a-ding, baby," pretty much.
Thought his
Sorry, pal.
phrase
The
was-
game was rigged from the start.
That one.
That's his most known, but I'd say like he says "ring-a-ding" for a lot of stuff more than the game was rigged from the start.
Anyway,
I mean, the quest line is called Ring a Ding Baby.
Mm-hmm.
He says, my son Benny goes to the Gothic Collegiate Academy, and he points over. Their float it looks pretty fucking bland, actually. It's all gray and black, and then it has what looks like are probably made of like styrofoam and cardboard, painted walls that almost look like the walls of a cathedral, with various different like platforms that you would imagine like statues would stand on, but there's nothing there at the moment.
The one with the gargoyles. I heard of that.
Yeah, they're
I had a run-in with one of those gargoyles.
really.
Yeah. I didn't think it was alive. But then it said stop that, and it's like, okay, fair. I don't tag sentient creatures. I don't do that. So
Yeah, I was gonna ask what you were doing that would piss off a gargoyle, because typically they only defend themselves and the children. But yeah, no tagging it would definitely be one of those things that they're
was-
not cool with.
I mean, we got to an understanding.
They're pretty chill. And she's just looking at him like curious and has no idea what he's talking about.
I did give him like a cool like overall like paint then. I meant to do something like comedic, but so I did something like to the wings, made a cool pattern on it. He liked that.
And I think if there's nothing else, I still have several meetings to get to. I can give you guys a lift back home though, obviously, considering
we
I
can
did bring
probably
you here.
We can probably find our own way back if you. Because I
Only
think
for sure.
she looks to the others. I think we probably have a few things we want to do, right? I mean, I know I want to. We Tomo, you and I should go see the seasonal girls.
Just all silent finger guns.
Also, 100%. I've been sold on the
I'm
duo
very
of Tomo.
tired.
I'm also sold on the idea of Tomo and Passion calling himself Wave of Passion as the group.
Okay.
It's a
Works for
great
me.
name.
Yeah, it's a pretty good name.
But yeah, I think we can go there, and then you have the rest of you. You can do what you want. Team meeting's over.
All right. It was a good one.
Yeah.
It was a field trip.
It's been a while since you guys went on a field trip.
Don't say I never take you guys anywhere.
on a field trip with the
so-
corruption crew? No way!
Right.
So
Scotty, I'm gonna have to go find that fucking vine.
I'll
On
say
the Astral school bus.
Mm-hmm.
Tomo and Passion, you guys can get to the seasonal girls hideout relatively quickly.
Tomo has her bike.
Yeah,
And Passion doesn't care about riding bitch, so
that too. I'm trying to find their stuff. I'm, of course, never going to find the stuff about the seasonal girls here. Of course. Why would I find that stuff? Their hideout, I believe, is in like an abandoned subway station, effectively. And as soon as you guys arrive and make your way into the kitchen, you see that Summer is in the kitchen currently making lunch. Looks like she's making homemade pizzas.
Tommy.
Oh, hi! How? And she just runs over and gives Passion a hug.
Passion gives her a hug back. Oh, it's like
I'm
Tomo.
very glad to see you
what
guys.
the fuck?
She died! Like, she died! I'm also going to give you a hug, Tomo, but she died!
Tomo is
I
that.
saw you 40 minutes ago!
Tomo's that cat that the moment you touch another cat gets really upset that you dare to touch another cat.
I am your only pet, god damn it.
She's like, if you need any cups or anything, though, we have solo cups, because like I said, all
Red soul.
Yeah,
everything got broken.
I'll take you guys. Plan to take you guys shopping anyways. So.
Oh, shopping! I haven't been shopping in a while.
Oh god, I'm so
That
tired.
fucking vine.
I know. It's in the Retroverse chat, Cat.
I can't look at that. I'm gonna. Be
Oh,
so
yes, you
distracted.
can. Do it. It's like 10 seconds.
It's mine. Of course, it's like 5 seconds.
And then you'll know why I was fucking crying. Oh god.
That's the bewildered look on her face.
There it is.
There.
Oh wow!
Oh god. That's just the corruption crew every time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We'll post that on Twitter after this.
But yeah. Yeah, no, I figured take you guys out shopping. Also, we have where's the other girls?
Yeah.
I think Winter and Twilight are sparring, and I think Dawn is still doing homework.
Oof.
All right.
You walk into the living room area, and Dawn is sitting on the couch, with a pencil, doing what looks like is probably math homework, but also on her phone. Hey, hi! And just chucks the pencil.
Hi, Don.
Hey.
What's going on? Are you guys? You guys are back for a while now, right? Not gonna run
Hopefully.
off to Neo Radami again for a bit?
I mean, I ran away from your at Amy, so probably not.
I don't
You
know
do that a
what.
lot, don't you?
Yeah.
I might head back there in a bit to talk with HQ, but that'll only be for a short time.
That hardly counts.
Yeah.
So what's going on? You
Mall
guys hear
trip.
about the parade?
Yeah, we're in it.
You are? Really? What are you guys
Yeah.
gonna be doing?
I don't know. I'm gonna be riding my bike. Actually, we're gonna get all you girls together and go shopping. Then we're gonna talk.
I love shopping.
Okay, I know.
What are we shopping for?
Well,
I don't know. I hear Vex owes you guys plates.
Yeah.
I owe you plates.
It was so funny until Phil made us clean everything up.
Correct.
What's a Vex?
Hi! We have other people here?
I'm very tired.
I think I'm here. I don't know. I'm kind of not paying
You
attention.
don't have to be. I'm
it's fine.
sticking around.
I think it was just Tomo and Passion who went,
Yeah.
Okay.
because Passion kind of wants to keep that a bit quiet where they are. The
Okay,
answer is
yeah.
yes.
For what
Sage.
it's worth, I don't know that Pasha would know, but all of Corruption Crew has been
No,
here.
Passion does not know this. She was dead. But yeah, no. Well, for one, plates and dishes and such, and two, I mean, I figured we might as well. You got some money now.
You guys have a lot of money, right?
Mhm.
No, we can't ask for that. We get
And-
paychecks.
Taking you shopping. I've already
That's
decided.
Not a lot of paychecks.
I know. I also am Henshin.
Yeah.
Especially considering they're not as experienced as you guys are, so they probably earn a bit less. Also,
mean,
they're
I'll-
underage, so they
I
don't
mean-
really have to pay for a lot of the bills that you guys do.
Or pay for all the fucking stuff that gets destroyed every time Passion dies.
I was gonna say the actual reason Tomo's so tired is Phil's been going over the finances of running this fucking place with her.
100%.
This is why Passion did not want to take any responsibility for that shit. She has no patience for that stuff. Yeah.
So what are you guys going to be shopping for, other than plates and definitely not gifts for us.
Definitely not.
Totally not. Well,
Are you gonna get a new suit, Tomo? You were talking about yours being all glitchy and weird.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna get a full new one, but at least parts for it.
They have like some cool cyber upgrades and stuff in the city that I've been seeing on the internet.
Yeah. that
Ever
might
since
not
I
be-
started looking for new parts for Duchess, my Zord, my ads are just cybernetics everywhere. So many.
Yeah, those targeted ads will get you every time.
Yeah. My dad says I'm not old enough yet.
What?
For cybernetics.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
He says
I
it's a
don't know.
big commitment.
I mean, it is, but like, it's your choice. Whatever. I'm not gonna tell your dad he's wrong because he'll probably beat me up. But
Not really, no. My dad's a sweetheart.
yeah, let's go
Also,
find-
I don't know if he'd have time. My younger sisters are kind of a lot.
that's fair.
I'm the oldest. I'm the mature one, which is saying a lot. Yeah, you guys know Dawn is the baby of the group. So I'll say you guys can head out and go shopping with the girls, who are more than happy to abandon homework and sparring.
Hey, Phil, we're stealing the girls. Bye.
Bye.
Again! Ooh, it's quiet around here for once.
My team now. Bye.
You just hear like heavy metal as the door closes.
Play better metal, loser.
We just hear him rip up a fat bog too. Just starts playing some metal.
So while they're going shopping, is there anything anybody else would like to do?
I would start looking into all that bureaucratic nonsense about advertising in like a food stall.
I
And
will
looking
say
at renting
that-
a t-shirt canning and getting a bunch of t-shirts printed.
Okay. I will say to rent a t-shirt cannon would be like 5 gold. But actually most of that would probably be handled by the guy that owns the restaurant. However,
Mhm.
Cyberus, you had talked about maybe joining the hierarchy. So as the level that you and Demona would go in on, I think you had talked about this, as a way to like gain more corruption and influence in the city and whatnot. One thing that would do that is if you guys want to become like business owners, own a restaurant, a store, a guild, a whatever in the city, you would have to sort of join the hierarchy, which is how they can keep like regulations on you and everything and make sure that you're going to obey the laws and everything. If you want to, you can. That's totally fine. If not, you don't have to. Just a thing. I thought you had mentioned it, but I might be going crazy. I don't know.
And I mentioned joining Demona's guild, not
Okay.
owning my own of anything.
Okay.
I don't think I need a hierarchy for myself.
I do have a question about that,
Yes.
specifically to Cyberus. Do you cater?
What? Oh, I think you said you care, and I was waiting for the next part.
No, cater. Does the restaurant cater?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I will say that he does have the means to afford all of the rental for like t-shirt cannons and t-shirts and whatnot.
Yeah, he's big shot.
Yeah, and probably like a smaller size banner, not like his own float
Yeah, probably not.
that
his
he
own-
might need a loan for, but
The city owes us.
This is what Cyberus uses his favor for.
Yeah.
you don't have to use your favor for that. You could probably get a
Well, no, that's
steep
not-
discount on
Please,
it.
please don't.
Yeah. My favorite is something else. This is just
Yeah.
using my influence and connections.
Yeah. I will say that asking around and leaning on but the heroes of the city deserve a discount. You can get him a pretty steep discount to the point where he still can't afford like the big float, but he can definitely get those like really huge banners that you hang on the side of like a skyscraper.
Cool.
Or maybe one that like trails behind a helicopter or a plane or something.
The t-shirts I shoot out are going to have his logo and restaurant on it.
Nice. Okay. And I'll say that you guys can work together with Demona to come up with any kind of like catering that she'd like, and most of that would be folded in with the expenses that you'd be spending to set up the guild, Demona.
Works for me.
Are you thinking like one of those sandwich machines that just pushes a sandwich out for a quarter?
I was actually thinking more along the lines of bento boxes for the deployed missions.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea.
Super cute.
Demona, do you need any help with the guild?
Calorie mates. Shut up, Alt. I was getting to that. So what, Scotty?
Did you need any help with the guild?
As far as setting everything up?
Yeah.
No. Between the bounty as well as a what's the word? Cat, help me out here. It's right. It's Kai.
Investment?
Investor.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you. As well as an investor, I've pretty much got the guild set. So that much is fine.
I think he might have meant like legwork.
You can have a lot of legs.
I'm waiting for clarification if that's what Scotty meant or not.
Yes.
I mean, anything that could be put forward towards the guild, Demona definitely wouldn't mind. But as far as getting everything organized, getting the finances and everything taken care of, the guild is established. We've got the club. I've got the base set up. So
Yeah,
as far
like
as
if
that's
you guys wanted to, you could probably maybe speed some things up with the construction of the club part if Gruk turned into something really beefy. Just because construction requires a lot of heavy equipment, that's sometimes pretty slow.
Like one of those big dinosaurs that like they use for construction, like in Flintstones.
I was thinking a giant ape, but sure.
They aren't quite dexterous.
There we go. What's a giant's ape strength? I know it's stupid high.
Yes. For something in the monster manual, I think if you can't go T-Rex, you go giant ape.
Holy fuck, a duck!
I exploded a ring of winter as a giant ape, so...
You did,
You
yeah.
exploded the ring? Why? That's such a good ring.
No, it was a different campaign, and it technically wasn't the Ring of Winter. It was like...
It wasn't fully
Oh.
baked, also he fucked up and embedded the shards of it in everyone in the party.
Okay, so this is before Icewind Dale Adventure was out, and we were dealing with, like, Frost Maiden stuff. And, there was, like, a priestess of the Frost Maiden, there was a white dragon, and there was, like, a frost dragon. Or not frost dragon, frost giant. We defeated the frost giant. And I was a giant monkey, and I was one of those, you know those ones in Japan that like to sit in the warm water? I was like a giant version of one of those. And I grabbed the double-bladed axe that the giant had, and I used it on the magic item we didn't know what it was.
Mind you,
destroy
it
it.
wasn't just the Ring of Winter. It wasn't the Ring
It
of
was
Winter
like
at all.
3 of
It
them
was a-
swirling in something.
Yeah, they had like a ritual set up where they were trying to create extremely powerful winter-based magical rings, and while all the rest of us are shitting our pants, Scott looks at his 7 intelligence and is like, I smash.
Well, it's good you played the character.
Patience is the best. But anyway.
Go watch our Waterdeep game, guys. It's fucking ridiculous.
So,
Oh, I miss those guys.
Demona, I guess I will help the guild train the D-Dogs. And I like to think all the dogs I got are D-Dogs now. Or at least I help set up with the dog trainer.
Is it gonna be like ninja dogs from Naruto?
There's
Kind of. D-Dog does have a knife that they slit throats with.
there's not actual dogs.
Well, there are now.
We're the dogs of war.
And now they're
Rock
little dogs.
holding all these puppies, but now there are, though.
No. No, that's not
They
happening.
can come... Their training's been getting along well, Snake. I mean, Demona. Come on, you have to admit, from Metal Gear Solid 5, D-Dog is one of the best companions you can have.
I mean, just no. Yeah, just no. I mean, I always favored quiet personally.
Same. I love that scene.
I'm trying to persuade him. Shh.
I don't think it's working.
Okay, fine. Gruk goes to sit in the trash with his new trash friend, and they just sit in the trash.
Okay. So, other things that you guys had talked about, there was some shopping. There was talking to the lords and ladies. I believe Gruk and Cyberus had also mentioned being interested in trying to find a use for that Neverborn tier, and maybe visiting the library.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's definitely something. We'll do that.
I didn't know if we'd get to that before or after the parade. But if we got time,
We could get started.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Gruk, I believe you got a pretty decent arcana on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know that it's incredibly powerful, and it's not going to be a thing that you can just look in a book and be like, this is what I can do with it, and it's a one and done. This thing it's going to take some research and looking into it.
Yeah.
It can probably do a lot.
I'm thinking of making it into a staff, like the end of a staff.
Shoot missiles out of it or something.
Missiles? No, this thing's going to be an artifact. I think it's something that we could use.
I love how Cyberus is just his reaction of how to make things cool is just make it shoot ridiculous shit. I want a t-shirt cannon that can also shoot a monster. A stick that can also shoot things.
What's
it's
a
just called a
maybe
gun
there's-
cat.
Or any of the weapons in Dungeons and Dragons. None of them ever
They
swung
can shoot
their
the-
swords. They just pointed their swords in the sky and they shot lasers.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
I imagine the tier would do something with controlling corruption.
my thoughts exactly.
That's really ugly.
So I will say that when you guys sorry, don't mind me, I'm just counting things.
So, how's the weather?
the-
Oh, I'm kidding.
The Arachnid Library, last you heard, is in Demon City, Shinjuku, which is actually one of your neighboring cities, I believe. Yes. So you guys can get to it pretty easily.
That's where Seth was originally, wasn't it? His apartment?
No, he was from an entirely different part of the world.
Were there any-
Demon City Shinjuku is where you guys went to fight the anarchist.
That one. Okay.
That's also, I think, where we pulled off that robbery where you and me fucking road rashed that dude.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Were there any plants that I remember being in the Spider library? I doubt it. It could even be in like an office plant, like a fern.
I will say that there is not. However, you do remember seeing a fairly large collection of trees when you guys were fucking tearing ass on a bank robbery in Demon City Shinjuku.
Okay.
If that's what you were going for, I'm assuming. And you guys know that once you get there, it'll be relatively easy to find the gigantic walking spider.
Okay. It just me and Cyberus, right?
Anybody else want to go to the library?
Full of books.
Onyx.
Sure. I'll
Okay.
come with.
Okay, we can jump off the spider again. All right. Transport via plants.
Okay.
I believe you said you're changing the rules for fall damage. Then.
I did, yeah. I forgot to announce it at the start of this, but I'm going to in a minute because
I'm totally fine.
Onyx is not going to jump off again because she's not sure she could survive it.
Yeah,
Oh,
Gruk
yeah.
isn't gonna either. It was more of a joke.
I'll say that easily enough, you guys can find your way to the to Demon City Shinjuku. And you do get a couple of stairs just walking out of a random, and it's not even like when Gruk first saw it, he didn't really think of it. He just saw, oh, trees, and like probably was thinking, oh, a little park. And it's more like the medium strip trees that are just there to make sure that the city has a little bit of greenery and oxygen. But you guys can easily enough see the spider and make your way over there and up the elevator. Onyx, did you want to invite Chewie to come with you, or did you want to? She could either stay and hang out with Seth, or go shopping with Passion and Tomo and the girls, or.
I mean, I think shopping could be fun for her if they want to have her and look after her for a little bit. Okay, if that's okay.
Yeah, the girls are very interested and excited and friendly, and she is just absolutely enthralled by everything. And when they take her to the headquarters, she just touches all the things. And then once tries to touch Henshin shit, they're like, no! And she's like, but I wanna. Thought it'd be hard to find the giant-walking spider. So you guys make your way up the elevator again and to the like main entry bay doors of the Arachnid Library, and again hear that echoing voice that says, "What knowledge do you bring?" You guys remember that the last time you were here, you had to offer some new piece of knowledge to gain entry.
I intended at one point for my boon to be unlimited free access to this place. Did that ever happen yet, or was that?
You haven't asked for it yet, I don't think. So you can now if you want.
That's okay. I would do that then. I would start that process now, and hopefully it would allow that to happen.
Okay, it's not like it. The boons aren't like there's not a lot of paperwork, and you don't have to go through Susan. You can just ask whatever lord that you see. Be like, I want my boon to be this, and they all have the power to grant it.
I offer knowledge of a creature from Dark Radix as I pull out some of the Flutterflesh, Bone Wing, and Skull shards.
Very well, Gruk. You may enter. And it is a little interesting because you did not look like this the last time you were here.
Nope.
I would ask for an audience with the big brain. That's what the guy looks like.
What knowledge? What
Sorry,
knowledge do
I'm
you bring?
in the chat. Sorry, I'm pulling up what the big brain guy looks like.
You'd have to bring new knowledge to
The Curious Sage.
Yes, the Curious Sage.
It said he's a brain spider. I have the Google Doc
yes,
open.
he is basically a brain in a jar, and the jar has little mechanical legs.
Oh yeah, this whole thing is his body,
yeah.
right? Oh, okay.
He says, you can speak with me here, or you may enter the entry hall if you require privacy.
No, I don't require privacy. I request a boon to have unlimited access to the library for future research.
And this is the boon for being the heroes of the city?
That is
Granted.
correct.
Onyx, what knowledge do you bring?
Well, do you know of this secret facility where a pretty ancient dude that apparently can't die has over time accumulated a very strange assortment of creatures and locked them up there and other things to keep them safe? Among them, a small girl that has very corrupted that is saved from there. I could also give some details about the things we found down there.
That would be helpful. I am searching my archives and I see many references to individuals that keep collections of creatures, but none that have creatures with many teeth. But yes, more details would be appreciated. And the doors open.
Yeah, Onyx will basically just sit down, write down a recollection of the things she remembers and where she believes the facility is.
Okay. As soon as the doors open, you guys make your way into the main lobby area. You notice it looks different than it did before. It's almost like a completely different room. The floor is completely metal, but it has these different engravings of different circles and orbits, and maybe mimicking a orrery of planets' movements. And descending from the ceiling is the brain in a jar. I have heard that you have knowledge on many, many things. You have been to the Underverse, yes?
Yes, and we have.
Tell me what you learned there.
Well, and then it just fades to black and then fades back in, and Gruk just explains literally that whole session.
I also took a lot of notes and stuff that I would share.
Okay. He will happily accept that. And leafs through them with his little mechanical hand things very quickly, and then just rolls them up and hands them off, and another mechanical arm descends from the ceiling and shoots them off in a pneumatic tube. So what knowledge do you seek?
Well, that Neverborn tear we got, we were wondering if there was any information you had on it, or of things similar.
The Neverborn are creatures of beyond the eye that not much is known on. At least not on this side, not on Radix. A being such as that is, I imagine, as close to a god as one could get on the other side. Potentially has almost limitless potential. Could probably heal those that can't be healed, corrupt entire segments of the planet, create a gate perhaps to the Underverse, although who knows what that would do. There's only one as far as we know. And just sort of nods above to where the eye is.
Do you think it would be possible to be used to seal the eye? I would never plan on using it for such a thing, but it's something that needs to be considered for the future.
The eye has stood where it is for millennia. Many have tried to close it. None successful. I don't know that the Neverborn have ever tried. I know that some among my own ranks have attempted it and failed, and nearly unraveled themselves in doing so. It's possible.
Why would the lords and ladies try and close the eye?
That is a good question.
They were not a lord and lady at the time.
I see. I have a different question. Any
Yes.
information about restoring corruption?
Have you lost yours somewhere?
Yes, a De-Fragger.
You could say that.
A De-Fragger stole it from her.
A jerk, I hear about.
You know, I tripped and it fell out of my pocket, as it happens.
She is misguided.
The lords and ladies can grant and restore corruption, if that is what you seek. I myself can do it, as can the others. In fact, many within the hierarchy can do it as well. You are Still corrupted, though, Onyx. Not as much, perhaps, as you once were, but all those who enter the city have some levels of corruption within them. Even if it's not as apparent.
Onyx Trunks is like, last time someone checked, there was nothing.
Do you have any information on the Void Ray? I've always been curious why they're the only beings that seem to be able to transfer corruption, besides the lords
Onyx
and
looks.
ladies.
Onyx actually looks to Cyberus. I mean, can you look again? I mean, it could be that I accumulated something just by being here for the past 2 days, having some contact with people. Let's call it that.
Yeah, can I tell if Onyx has a lot of, or how much, if
Yeah,
she still has some?
If you activate it, so when you first saw Onyx come back, she did not have any on her. You haven't checked since you've been back in the city. But now you look at her, you what's the lowest level you can detect now?
It says at 12th level I can detect it if they have one or more, but that's crossed off.
Okay, you do detect that she has one or more.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
weird
should
that
I
it doesn't
actually
tell you
roll then?
exactly how many. No, actually, I pre-rolled. But you haven't come into a chance where you understand, where you've seen what it does yet.
Ah, okay.
Curious Sage says, if you're unaware what it is, I may be able to tell.
I guess that will be helpful. I know there's a lot of things that can happen, and I don't know.
He reaches forward one of the like little metal hand things and just taps the center of your forehead. And Onyx, you get this weird mental image of yourself just absolutely kicking the shit out of somebody. And at first you can't tell who it is. You're just sort of like, it's a shadowed figure. And they get this really hard hit on you that actually breaks the skin of like your lip. And you sort of spit to the side and some of it catches this individual's arm and they reel back, furious and angry. And you see that the blood that you spit out is neon green and burns like acid.
Oh my god.
Individual in the moment that you just saw, you're pretty sure it's the guy that you tried to kick the shit out of when you got in trouble for coming here the first time.
That's interesting.
He says if you would like me to restore the others that you had, I can do so.
I mean, I feel different, but not in a good way. I miss my teeth. And I especially miss... I don't even know really how to say it, like how to describe it. All other eye can just, like, they change over time as they are in a place. I did not, but it meant that I was more connected to my element. And I miss that. It's what made me feel strong. No, not just feel, it made me strong. It allowed me to do the things I did.
All corruption shifts and changes a person's makeup. The memory of those layers are still within you. I could restore them if you'd wish. Including the one that you came here with.
If you can give me that back. What would it cost me?
Well, there would be a debt, a favor, or it could be your boon. Although it is a relatively minor trade for those such as myself can affect several layers all at once with very little effort.
What favor?
I call on you to gather information in the future. The way that I hear it, all of you have actually come into a great deal of knowledge very quickly. It feels like it was not that long ago that I saw you before, and now you come to me with stories of a Neverborn and a dungeon filled with various creatures that are held captive.
I assume, even though we heard that the Del Diablo has not had the most connection to the outer world, to the other cities, that you heard of the information dump into the goddamn, what was it called? HoloNet? Can't remember.
The grid.
The grid.
The virtual world. He says, I have limited connections to the virtual world, somewhat as design, as you can see, and he just sort of raises one of the spider hands, and all around you, the walls that had been completely flat open up, and you just see miles and miles of bookcases. I tend to prefer the analog transfer of knowledge.
Because there was a lot there that would probably interest you, if for no other reason than, completionist sake. Gotta catch them all.
We can bring you a
That's what I'm here for.
We could probably bring you, I don't know, a printout.
Just print out the internet.
We're just gonna print out the internet for you.
You can't print out the internet. It's too much.
Watch me.
Here's the
If you have
entire
enough time.
internet on these 2 floppy disks.
All right, I want to feel normal again. I want to feel like me again.
He says, I would appreciate this info dump, as you called it. However, I would request that the favor I ask in return for restoring you to your former self, plus this if you would like to keep it, is...
Hey, it can be handy.
I feel that there's likely more where that information came from. I would like the opportunity to call on you and yours to find more of that information for me.
Can do what I can. I mean, I'm actually okay with that. This is more or less a public space where anyone can access the information, right?
Yes, provided
Against
they have something
a price of
that they
admission.
can...
But yeah.
Yes. All information is free in Del Diablo. It's just a matter of knowing where to look.
There's one thing I wanted to ask. We met a guy whose name, it wasn't Clippy, was it? It was the guy who liked Clippy. What's his name?
Chucky.
Chucky.
Yes.
Yes, I was going to see if Chucky wanted to get a job at the library. He seems to have the ability to store and recall information in large amounts.
I
something.
presume this is a servant of Clippy, the deity?
Right.
Yes.
It's a weird little floating guy, but he seems to be able to answer almost any question. He might be able to, be like one of those things that works at libraries.
The spider just sort of shifts awkwardly, and while I am intrigued by the information that a servant of a god of information could bring, Celestials do not do well in the realm of corruption.
Well, I mean, he's in the city right now, right?
No, he was there for 5 minutes and fucked off.
Oh, well, he's somewhere.
No, he actually didn't even come in the city with you. He
he left
followed
us
you into
He left us
Red
in.
Army.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that...
Well, he's in the wild.
Wait, so Celestials don't like it here, right? Fiends neither? Those demony guys?
It's too real for him.
It's corruption. Corruption has very, very strong corruption. Sometimes has the effect that it makes one to be the antithesis of what they were. And that is extremely unpleasant to many Celestials and Fiends.
I guess.
Also, it's a level of chaos that we do not much appreciate.
Where's the section with magic item crafting?
He points, and through the door you can see that ancient ass, like, dial-up computer that you guys used before.
All right, I'm gonna go over to that ancient ass over there, and Gruk goes that way.
If you want, you can go ahead and make. This would be investigation.
Ooh, oh boy.
And what exactly are you hoping to? What kind of magic items are you hoping to research?
Well, I have all these different bits and stuff from all these, could say, corruption elementals, and I got the Neverborn tier, and I've never crafted magic items before, so I was just wanting to, I got these ingredients. I was hoping maybe I could make something out of them, if not just for me, but for others. Like maybe the talons and stuff I could use with like a weapons, like clawed gauntlets for Onyx or something, and then like that hike or whatever, that moving cloth that we encountered, could make that into like some magical scarf or something, some part of like attire for clothing.
Okay. Go ahead and make your investigation.
Insignia of claws.
Yeah, wouldn't that be cool?
It's like one of the few magic items that actually really helps monks.
Bracers of defense really help monks.
Braces of
Yeah, they
defense
do,
too, yeah.
Those are the other ones.
Boots of climbing if the monk is really bad at climbing things, like a tower or something. Not that anyone here would know about that.
I got thrown hard under the bus just there.
Before I get yeeted out of the spider for no reason whatsoever. 16 on investigation.
Oh shit. Okay.
Gruk flying out, Wilhelm screaming in the background.
Patience and never let Cat. I never let Cat's character live that down. And I think she attuned to 2 magic items to make sure she never had that happen again.
16 to athletics to make sure that shit would never happen again. And at level 20, I was still hearing about that fucking shit.
I mean, it's you gotta admit, it's really funny when the warlock gets up on the first try and the monk has 3 climb attempts and they fail every one of them.
Oh my god.
I was so angry. I was so mad.
And I'm like, Patience was like gonna help you, but that's just hilarious. He just couldn't help himself. He just starts laughing. Anyway, so I'm on this computer doing that.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I am looking into my notes to find the stuff on. Here we go. So. Forgot this part. So you do find the section that it's in and make your way over to a area that is mostly, it's actually more like file cabinets. And the it's more of like, rather than bookshelves with books, it's file cabinets with like folders that all have little labels and everything. And you see one of the the librarians that you had seen before, the tall, like 7-foot humanoid creatures with the name tags. This one's name is Glenn. That is currently holding a pile of folders and just slowly placing it, sliding it closed, moving to the next one. Just looks at you, places it, slides it closed. Looking through, you do find several different, I'll say you find like the equivalent of how to make magic items for dummies, which I can send you. I have a document that details it very neatly because I'm a big old fucking nerd.
I was about to say, I think you have your own custom rules for that. Because Xanathar's has rules for it, kind of, but I know you have a system that you have referenced.
Yeah, it's...
That isn't as bad as the DMGs. Because who?
Yeah, it's... Yeah, it is based on the Xanathar's Guide one, but like some of the stuff I made adjustments to based on like I might have the rules in here for cybernetics and shit like that. But I'm gonna share with you guys because all of you can access this.
For a completely different
Um,
campaign, but Sage for Ghost Saltmarsh, if your wizard wants to use these rules, they can. Because I know you like your custom
Actually,
magic
these are the Xanathar's Guide rules. It's just formatted in a way that I think makes it a little bit easier to digest. I think I have actually linked Sage these rules before when he was first talking about stuff with Sakal for that.
Oh yeah.
So looking into it, you do see that the claws definitely could be made into some kind of weapon, potentially into something that Onyx could use, though part of that would probably depend on what her corruption looks like in the future, if she gets all of the same stuff back or if it looks slightly different. You know, you find that there are several different kinds of like wondrous items that scarf could be turned into. Going to do we remember what that creature was called? It was
the scarf thing. I have its name. It's like a Hanak or something. I can give you the because it's from Ancients and Arcana, and everything's like names.
It is Ancients of Arcana. Thank you.
Yeah. Here you go. I'm putting it in Zoom. Here's its name. Hanik, I guess.
Yeah, because I remember thinking the name sounded like handkerchief.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, I liked a scarf for some in my mind.
And I think the Flutterflesh was from Cobalt Press's.
Yeah, that was
Tomo Beasts.
I know.
Which I really want Tomo Beasts too, and they've given some people those already, and I'm like, I want mine.
Ooh.
I backed it, please.
Okay, so this is the one that did acid damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll say that based on some of the stuff that it displayed, you're pretty sure that you could use it to perhaps it had adhesive properties, and it like dealt acid, so you could potentially use it to try and make something that makes it really easy to grab onto things, to grapple people, that sort of stuff, maybe to adhere to surfaces, or to protect the wearer against acid damage, that sort of thing.
Okay.
I'm just getting thrown under the bus real hard here, okay? All right. You guys see me using Numenera shit, and they just throw me under the bus for our other Numenera game.
Okay, I was about to say, that's not from a game I was from.
No,
I have no idea.
Nope.
Anyway.
Yeah, I may or may not have panicked while we were in jail and used a mushroom that destroyed living creatures, and we happened to be imprisoned in a living globe of a prison. And I broke an entire like building-sized organism and killed it.
You killed an entire city.
And then the building-sized organism.
No. I killed the building-sized organization, and that then fell onto the city.
Mm-hmm. Oops. It happens. It happens to the best of us.
Okay. Anyway, yeah.
So yeah, we can do this meta stuff out of game, but I think he's just researching stuff on all that.
Onyx, the curious sage reaches forward again to tap you with the one claw, and it's the strangest sensation. He hits you, and like it feels exactly like it did before, and it also feels and reminds you of the first dream you had of the Magnetodon, of its horn touching the center of your forehead. And in that moment, you feel like a sort of ripple, this uncomfortable, strange sensation that you've now learned to realize is when you gain corruption. And all of your layers are restored. Did you want to keep the new one?
Sure, let's keep it.
So for that one, whenever you take 5 or more points of damage that would cause you to bleed, I'll say piercing or slashing damage, you deal 1d6 acid damage to anyone within, to the attacker as long as they were within melee. I'll actually write that down at some point. So it would take a while to like melt through a floor, but it's something to dissuade people from punching you too often. Cyberus, what did you want to look up? You're muted. You can't let yourself.
Oh no. Is there like a how to be a scientist for dummies sort of book?
You can investigate that if you would like. So you're just looking for like basic science stuff.
Yeah, because I mean he's interested in stuff and he knows some things, but he doesn't. I don't know how to utilize research.
Okay.
Well, I never went to school. Half his intelligence he got from corruption, so he didn't come by it.
So just based on the fact that you've lived in the city, you do know that education in Del Diablo is free, even like higher education. So if you wanted to take classes, you could do that. That said, of like you can find pretty much anything in this library. You can definitely find some books on the basics of corruption and how to research the effects of it, and just the basic principles of how to efficiently research something pretty easily. Go ahead and
go for that.
An investigation check.
Onyx, in the meantime, just feels an old new teeth with her tongue and makes a selfie, sends it to Lily, and then she leads over to the spider and is like, "Hey, want a little freebie?" With a barely suppressed smile on her face. Of information?
Yes.
It's a little bit on the rumorous side, but did you know there's a secret sub-organization within the Henshin called the Muscle Henshin?
Make a deception check.
I rolled a 17 on investigation.
Okay.
Nat 20.
What's your total?
My total is 20.
Okay. So it's a brain. It doesn't have a lot of expression, but it just sort of like it was leaning forward curiously and just like doesn't move. That does not match my records. This is strange. Are you certain?
Maybe the records are wrong or incomplete.
I did not sense that you were a Henshin.
I did not say I was a Henshin.
That is valid. I will investigate this. This is useful information. Thank you. You're not 100% sure whether or not he buys into it, or if he's just like, I heard of a thing. I now have to investigate whether this is real or not. But it's enough to make you giggle, at least.
Onyx also like turns around and is like, I think I have everything I need here. If you need me, you probably can easily research my number and just call me whatever it is at the time. I'll go back down and I'll have a snack or something like that. I'm hungry.
Certainly.
Just if the others were wondering where I am.
Okay. I'll say that you can easily enough find Gruk and Cyberus and let them know that, and make your way down to get like a sandwich or something in Demon City. Considering you guys are made of fucking money now.
She's getting something nice to eat.
Okay. Cyberus, you find several books that are basically the like intro to college equivalent of how to study successfully guides. I'm just having like little flashbacks to the first semester of college I took. and that sort of stuff, teaching like what the scientific theory is, different things like how to my brain is just farting out. You're like, how to be smart, and I'm like, I don't fucking know.
We can all fake it. We can all fake it.
Yeah, of like my brain is fried. Like how to successfully ask questions and determine whether or not something is real or not, and to solve riddles and that sorts of things.
There's like you said, there were De-Fragger organizations.
There are, yeah.
I think
can
he would
look
want to
into
look.
them.
He would look into those because he assumes those people have done research into corruption as well, since they have specific knowledge and mastery over it. So he would
Okay.
try to get into that as well next.
Okay, I'll say go ahead and roll another investigation check. I'll say with this one, because you kind of know what you're looking for, you get to roll with advantage.
13.
Okay. So because you do remember hearing the name, you do find some stuff on this organization called the Stalwart Knights of the Shield. Although you realize that Onyx probably definitely said it wrong. You learn that their goal apparently is the protection of innocence above all, or at least that's what they believe. The downside of that is that they are very much not respected and kind of hated in Del Diablo, considering they believe that corruption is a blight upon the world and seek to cleanse it in every way possible.
They don't seem like they'd be interested in researching how to do anything with it aside from remove it.
Not as much, no, not really. Let's see. Sorry, give me a second. I'm searching through my notes.
Because I'm pretty sure Cyberus is not registered with any sort of De-Fragger organization of any kind.
No, he learned from an individual rather than a group. Let's see. You know of one, or you learn of one group that is called the Brotherhood of Eternal Blood. There's not a lot written on them. They are a pretty elusive group. And as far as you can tell, the reason that it struck out to you is because you found like a drawing of somebody that you honestly mistook for yourself for a moment. It is a Gaia Wunari De-Fragger that is just absolutely covered in blood from a battle. And it looks like really old. It's like an old painting. There's not a lot of information on them other than that they tend to stick to rural forested areas that are all heavily corrupted. And that all of them are Wunari. The majority of them are Gaia Wunari, but you do see that one or two had mentioned that they had seen the other two subraces in there as well. But digging through, there are a lot of other ones that you come across, but you kind of just skip past them because it's like, oh, they hate corruption. Fuck them. Don't care. So like other names that you see, Order of the Emerald Star, but they are like, corruption's illegal, so we don't really care for it. And you're like, yeah, fuck them.
Enemies of knowledge.
Order of the Kopesh, they are exclusive to Luxor Prime. And they're actually less focused on corruption, more so on the protection of the Pharaoh of Luxor Prime. The Fellowship of Light, who believe corruption is chaos incarnate and something to be overcome. So, yeah, fuck them. And a handful of others that just have names. You don't actually have much information on them. there's the Circle of the Fang, which is a very, very small organization. That's only probably less than like 200 years old, which is kind of rare because the majority of the information in here is pretty old. There's another called the League of Judgment, and a final one called the Phoenix Order. But those are basically, you're just searching through and somebody's like listing out the different organizations that apply to different like classes of warriors. So like there's it lists like different mercenary guilds, different religious orders, a couple of different mage schools, and then De-Fragger orders. So it's kind of just a name and that's it.
Sounds like a good place to start then.
I will say, actually give me 2 seconds and I will give you an idea of where you had last heard of the Brotherhood of Eternal Blood being. Sorry, I'm like spacing out because I'm trying to remember what the fuck this document is named because it's like the one that I didn't write. Scott, do you remember the name of the document that has all the cities listed out that you and I were collabing on?
I don't know. They were two different documents.
Ah.
Did you find it?
I found it. Radix
Okay.
Retroverse World.
Okay, I might have added a thing or two on there, but nothing major. Just flavor.
That's cool. I'm fine with that. And corrupted. Oh boy, I can roll a d12. No, a d10. Fuck it, Cyberus, do you want to roll a d10 for me? You're muted.
7. I'm sorry, I was eating the upper.
You're fine. It is actually they were last seen in a place called Ghoulville that is near Giant's Peak.
Sounds cool.
Copy paste. And that's pretty much what you find after a couple of hours of searching on basics of, you know, how to scientist and obscure lore on De-Fragger orders. And then if there's anything else you guys would like to do, anybody else want to pick up on what they were doing?
Just one real quick thing. I would also look at. We don't need to go in detail on this, but I also look at different kinds of plants, specifically ones that can be used offensively.
Okay.
But yeah.
Ooh, like an Usopp.
I was thinking Cyberman.
Oh.
I don't know what these words are.
Well, Usopp is from One Piece.
Okay.
Cyberman is from Dragon Ball Z.
Cat, you know Vegapigmies?
Never seen, only ever seen DBZ abridged,
You know the things that
which
kill
has
Krillin?
ruined
No.
the actual thing for me.
The thing that hugged onto Tien and them and exploded,
The little green thing that was like, ah!
and then exploded.
It was like early stuff.
It's very beginning, yeah.
They're little plant people. It's very Power Rangers goon enemies.
Oh,
Yeah.
love that.
Okay, so D&D has these things called Vegapigmies. That's what I was thinking of.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Whee!
I'll say because you are a
Story
druid,
letter.
you get advantage.
Advantage.
Yep.
First roll's definitely way better. Investigation, you said?
Mhm.
Dirty 20.
Oh,
I was thinking Vegapigmies and pretty much anything from Tomb of Annihilation, because they introduced a lot of new plant creatures in that.
yeah.
Assassin Vine! Assassin Vine!
Assassin Vines, I was also thinking, but this might be a stretch. I was looking at Tome Beasts, from Cobalt Press, but those might be a stretch. I'll definitely talk with you ahead of time on those.
Okay.
Because those can be
and
ridiculous.
then this is like you're trying to figure out like things that you could cultivate.
Yes.
What I'm asking is you can't turn into plants, right?
No, which is weird.
Okay.
I mean, like, I think druid. There should be some form of druid that turns into plants, but there isn't. At least canon. I'm sure there's homebrew, but
Didn't there used to be a spell for that?
yeah, in second, and there hasn't been since. I've looked.
Okay, but like second, are you talking about tree shape? Because that barely fucking counts. It's not like I am a
No,
powerful
when
and
you-
torn an assassin
they're-
vine. It's like
they're
you're a
innate-
fucking tree. and
Their
that's
innate
it.
wild shape could be plants as well.
Oh, okay.
I believe there is a spell that lets you turn yourself into like some kind of tree monster kind of thing, or into like a more
Guardian of
wolf kind
Nature.
of beast.
Guardian
Guardian of Nature, yeah.
That's what I'm. Okay, yeah.
But not like, oh, I turn into this specific plant thing.
But
I'll say that,
there's a
yeah.
thing called like a man trap is from the Tomb of Annihilation. It's like a plant bear trap.
hmm
There's a weird 3 flower thing that shoots fire. There's a yellow flower that can turn people into zombies.
hmm
I don't know. There's a lot of different things in that. So
So I'll say that. Yeah, it's a 20. You know that you would know of pretty much any of the mundane plants, like intelligent, threatening.
oh, corpse flower as well from Mordecaians. That's right. But I don't think I would want to use that one. It's too smelly.
Yeah. Pretty much any plant that you can find in any of the
Cannon
like
stuff.
yeah, any of the canon stuff
Okay.
that you can find. And I'll maybe throw some stuff from Tomb of Beasts and maybe Arcana of the Ancients if I can find any in there of other stuff that you can find.
Cool beans.
And it will give you an idea of like where these things are native to, so you can try and find some. Yeah.
Okay. That's it for me.
Holy shit, this part of the soundtrack is fucking banging. You're right. I didn't even notice. This is Cyberpunk at the night yeah. Cyberpunk at the night market for anybody that's listening to the Sirenscape. It's cool. When it's not elevator music. And let's see. Was there anything that I'll say that you guys spend probably the better part of the day there and then can make your way down in the evening to head home. Unless there's anything else that you want to.
I think that was a pretty good one day.
And I will say that we'll probably pick up next time, unless there's anything that anybody else wants to squeeze in before.
Yeah. Sorry, I just had a weird pop-up happen on my computer. Passion, right as we leave, I might as well do this. Passion will kind of go to Tomo and say, "Hey, can you send something on my phone for me?" And kind of just just press send.
Okay. Click.
And Kat, I'll send you what that message reads. It was funny because I messaged Alt. I'm like, "Hey, are you gonna be here during this game?" He's like, "Yes." I'm like, "If not, what is this?" Okay, perfect.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm vaguely here.
Mentally, I am here
No, mentally I'm.
somewhere.
See ya.
Yeah. I'll say that the seasonal girls are probably kind of nosy, but also too polite to really intrude, also knowing that they would not get very far.
They can't take up both of us.
And they probably have their hands full with Chewie anyway.
Also fair, yes. Oh, the girl, Summer and Spring have basically paraded her in a pile of clothes into a fitting room.
I was gonna
Put her
say.
into any number of
Aw.
costumes.
I was gonna say. I imagine half of this trip to the mall or whatever is just Passion and Tomo sitting there while the girls take Chewie on like a fashion show.
Yes.
Basically. And then you guys end up having to buy more than you expected because she chewed on the sleeves awkwardly.
He takes after Onyx, no sleeves.
Sleeves are for cowards.
Actually,
That's my girl.
She does
Chewie,
have a
what do you
stupid
have
high
there?
strength
A
for
knife.
like a 12-year-old.
Ah, good.
She is the knife. She bit a man's arm off.
That was funny.
What do you have
That
there? A
was
knife. Oh, that's sweet sport.
Are you winning, daughter?
You can't just give her a sword. Why? It's educational. What if she gets hurt? That would be very educational.
Just on my side, if I could just talk to you a little bit after game, because I don't want to take up too much time from here.
Yeah, so we'll pick up next time with you guys all reconvening with Onyx's new restored chompers and definitely not alien blood.
Totally not.
And a handful of knowledge and hooks from the other two members that went to the library, and maybe some new duds.
Also a meeting with the Lord or Lady.
Yes. And which one were you interested in meeting with?
Patch and I think we ended up actually with
I think you were
Susan.
talking about Susan, yeah.
Because
Okay.
she could disseminate the information better than anyone else.
That makes sense, yeah.
He's
Okay.
the face.
She is
Exactly.
the face. Yeah, so we'll pick up there next time. And we'll do plugs. I'm gonna start with Alt because you look like you're about to pass out.
Yes, hello. You can follow me at Altaziel on Twitter. I do art there. Right now I've been kind of single-mindedly focused on my very pretty tiefling paladin. She's great. Also, you should follow at Colloquy on Twitter because she does really cute art. And yeah, I'm really tired. I'm gonna go lay
It
down.
happens. Yeah. Going around, Luke, do you want to go next?
Oh, yeah, I'm not really doing anything, but there is something I'm going to watch tomorrow that's very good. I mentioned Rude Tales of Magic before a lot. They're having a live show. It's like a special Halloween one-shot called Fright of the Living Dread. They did something like this a month ago, and they had Sean Astin on cameo as like an intro for it. And at one point, there's a skeleton man throwing babies around. So you never know what's going to happen. There was a good reason for it. Anyways, that's watching that tomorrow. Just look up Rude Tales of Magic. It's a very funny actual play podcast that has a lot of everything about it is really great. I bring it up all.
There is one thing that Luke is in that I am also in. At some point, I'm going to be posting the video on demand of our first Vampire the Masquerade session, which was chaos and a lot of fun. And I actually have to get the video from another computer because my dumbass did the classic thing of I tried to record with OBS and forgot to unmute myself.
Oh, a thing I know well.
Thankfully, Kevin was recording on Zoom as well. So, Hera, do you want to go next?
Sure. So Vex, remind me again, tomorrow we are on Heroes Without Limits in Silver and Steel
Yes.
at 12:30 p.m.
Let me
EST.
check what they sent because Nova sent it, and that'll make it way easier because I don't.
I was actually
remember.
thinking if you can even be in Numenera
1:30
tomorrow.
p.m. 1:30.
1:30 p.m. EST. It might actually clash with Numenera. I don't know.
No, it won't, Hera.
Oh yeah, because Numenera is
ends
also
at 12.
earlier.
No, Numenera ends at 12.
Yeah.
Generally, 12, 12:30.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Depends how much politics you talk about.
No, it doesn't generally end to the end of it. It just does it at the beginning, and then we shorten our session.
I've heard different from Callie, but whatever.
Yeah. It
And
sometimes
then-
runs over that, but yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah.
always runs over, but you enjoy it.
And then at Sunday, knock on wood, I will be starting my Masks game. That is at 12:30 p.m.
Yes, it is, Hera.
EST.
Yes.
So
EDT. By that
ED,
point,
No,
I
ED.
believe. On Sunday?
I
Doesn't it
th-
change?
no,
on-
we're-
Sunday it's
cur- No, we're currently on EDT, and we go to EST
Oh, okay. I can never remember.
because it's weird.
whatever, American time, Eastern. There we go.
Eastern America time.
Dumb American time.
That's it. 100% with that tone of voice.
Vex's channel, that is Fractured Moon D&D.
You can find it
and-
in my friends on Scotty's channel.
Yeah, I really hope that it actually goes and that nothing comes in between, like my mental health or I don't know, something. Yeah,
The end of the world or something.
the end of the world, plane crashing into my face, whatever.
To your just your face.
Just my face. Okay, yeah, that's it.
Vex, you want to go next?
Aside from what Hera just said, I unfortunately slept through it, but we normally every other Thursday have a game on my channel as well. That is our Saffron Academy game, which is ran by the lovely Aya. It is last session was a whole lot of chaos, but we managed to finish our first case. And the VOD for that'll be going up on my it's already up on it'll be going up on my channel on Twitter on YouTube next Thursday.
Cool.
At this time, normally our game at the end. Come check it out. It's a whole lot of fun.
I'll go next. Excuse me, sorry. I'm trying to remember what the hell I have that's streamed next, and I don't
think
think
it's
I
next
actually have
Retroverse.
anything until next Retroverse. I am running my second session of Witcher on Sunday. But that probably won't be live streamed because I've never done that before, so I don't know how it's gonna go, and I don't know how many players I'm gonna have.
It could be if you tossed a coin to Cat.
I need somebody to teach me how to run OBS like I'm not a moron first.
I mean, I can always run OBS for that too, Kat.
That's true. Yeah, so I have a lot of games, and hopefully I might actually be like using my YouTube channel for the first time in a year or more soon when I put up the Vampire the Masquerade stuff.
So also there's that, maybe a podcast thing.
Yes, that thing. Yeah, so there's Deadlands, which we recorded, which sadly we missed out on the gloriousness that was the reveal and usage of the
Pickle.
anti-pickle.
That was a cucumber.
Anti-pickle. Context doesn't make it make any more sense. It's fine. Witcher and Vampire the Masquerade. I'm super excited for. Also, and while I was talking about this, I remembered a thing that you guys forgot that I forgot to mention while you guys were in the library. I think Gruk had wanted to look into the Curse on the Trog, so we may talk about that next time.
Yes. Yes, I did. Whoops. I just didn't want to hog like all the time there.
You're fine. And that's my stuff. Sirenscape is super cool. We're listening to Cyberpunk at the night market. They are 22 every other month for everything. Sci-fi, fantasy, and modern, I think it is. Or no, board game. Go check them out.
Can you download the songs off Sirenscape, or is that like not something you can do? Because like there's okay, because like some of those are fucking bangers.
Yeah, so there's two different forms that you can use. What we use is the beta version online player, which lets you sync up so that everybody plays the song at the exact same time. You can also download it natively to your computer, and then that way you don't need the internet for it.
Okay, cool. I just want to like this one in particular. I'm like, I would just listen to this.
Yeah,
if you like this one, amazing. You would like a lot of the tracks in Descent into Avernus Adventure for D&D.
Oh my god, the Descent into Avernus Adventure is so great.
The metal tracks in there are super banger.
So good. Yeah, check that stuff out. And then I'm gonna pass it to Scott. What do you got going on, dude?
Dinosaur Laser Fight, also in Sirenscape. Definitely check that out if your computer can handle it.
So good. It's so it will crash your computer it will crash your Sirenscape the first time, but it is fucking worth it to restart the track.
Well, first I'll say happy Halloween, everybody. Woo, happy Halloween. It's technically not Halloween yet as we're playing, but I guess it's kind of our Halloween game. And tomorrow at
It's
3...
Halloween for Hera.
Yeah. Tomorrow at tomorrow at 3, sorry, I was reading stuff. Eastern.
Sorry.
We will be continuing our Chaos Crew game, which will be the next game on this channel, where Dylan, KKRP, our DM, will be doing a little Halloween theme thing for us, I think, or something. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to be doing. But if it's Patience and it's Halloween, who knows? Oh yeah, Patience is a goblin now, so we'll see how that works. Then at 7 p.m., I'm going to be running a Halloween one-shot with a few people that have never been on this Twitch channel before. Ooh. And some that were on here but a long time ago, including Ramrod.
Oh, wow.
Who was on our Test Wave 1 campaign for like one session. But
God, that was so long ago.
But that was awesome. I really liked his character. I think it was literally just Ramrod, because I think he names all of his characters Ramrod if you can. He was a Siren, I think. Siren De-Fragger.
That sounds right.
But in any case, be running that fun little one-shot on Halloween tomorrow. And then apparently on Sunday, something very important is going to happen on Sunday. One, Hera's going to be running masks, and she's been super excited for that and forever. And I know she already said it, but I feel like I need to say it again, because it's very important. And I'm really happy that she's getting to run a game. And 2, it's going to be our DM's birthday. So everyone should go on her Twitter and spam the crap out of her and say happy birthday. Maybe send her cute dog pictures. That might be a good one.
Yes, please. Cute dog pictures are amazing.
And I think that's where I'll wrap it up for me.
Hey.
Yeah, so we'll see you guys next week for Vaccine Crew, and in 2 weeks for the remainder of this. I was so confused as to what the fuck you had on your head. For like a hot second, I thought it was one of those like old lady hats that had like flowers and shit on it. I don't know why.
And I got one of those too, but no,
it was an old church lady hat. Like, I'll have to send you what I was picturing, but yeah. Yeah, and we'll pick up next time. I have no idea what the fuck Vaccine Crew is doing other than being sad and wanting to hunt down Lyra.
Didn't you say you're giving aren't you giving Vaccine Crew like a week of downtime? So we might be just
both
downtime.
of you guys are getting a week of downtime. Because you guys could use a rest.
They're being the less cool team. That's what they're doing.
Being suboptimal.
Yeah, they are. We're better.
We didn't even backstab each other yet.
Yeah, at least we don't fucking betray each other.
At least no one's gonna die in Vaccine.
I mean, that's what you think. Actually, that's a lie. Someone already has died in Vaccine. Yost did.
Yeah, Yost got fucking roasted.
Our teams all succeeded on our missions.
Yeah, we're great. Fuck Vaccine Crew.
They won't even visit us. They won't even come to Del Diablo. We invited them.
So we'll see you guys next time. For sure, Sammy did come here. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.